welcome to a new episode of Photography Behind the Scenes, and it is finally time again for a session in the mist. On this fine morning, I dragged myself out of bed to drive out to the small town nearby well before the sun rises so that I can begin the session in the dark. This is the third photo of the morning after the two I showed you at the beginning, and I'm really liking this start. This photo feels calm and maybe slightly mysterious. Something I enjoy a lot when shooting in the dark in the mist is the mixed colours of lights. So here the foreground lights are quite cool and have a light bluish tone, while the lights at the back turn orange, which results in some colour contrast. Additionally, the fog emphasises the light, which in total makes this start pretty decent, I think. I personally enjoy this mixture of lights a lot. It seems to give the photograph more visual interest. I continued my walk, and after passing the bridge I just shot, I saw a house on the other side of the road. What caught me here was the street lamp that was shining its light onto the house, which gave it a nice highlight that could make the house suitable as a photography subject. This is it. I decided to go with a pretty wide angle shot and include the road in the foreground. I think having both roads in the composition gives the photo a sense of depth so that it doesn't look so flat. Overall, I think the subject matter works nicely here. The photograph has a limited number of objects to identify, which gives me the impression that it's tidy, not overflowing with too many objects. And even though the street lamp is the brightest thing in the composition and strongly present, I think the house works well as a subject, maybe because it's less abstract than the light, which actually just looks like a white ball. For the next photo, I stayed at the same spot, because as I turned back to the bridge we came from, I thought why not get another shot but from this side, so I set up a composition. This is the result, and again we've got a nice play of light colours, and overall the photograph is pretty similar to the first one we got, but I think I prefer the first one because it was a bit closer, which seems to work better in my opinion. Then I continued my walk, and on the other side of the road I saw this street leading into a neighbourhood and got attracted by the lights, which were significantly colder than the warm lights of the road. I decided to set up a composition and run into frame myself, as I often like to do.
I think that'll do. Let's continue.
Here's the result, and I like it. In the editing process, I tried to put a heavier emphasis on the colder colour of the lamps here, and even gave them a slight magenta tint. Again, I enjoy how the light is changing from foreground to background. Overall, I think it's a decent photo, although for some reason I don't feel so good about it. I can't identify what it is, but for some reason I don't feel so excited about this photo. Then I continued to walk for a bit and decided to cross the road because I thought I might have found something. What I liked here was the road and its lamps, especially the one lamp that for some reason had a different colour. This is the photo I got, and here you can now see more clearly what I mean. The road is mostly orange, except for that one lamp in the middle of the composition, which has a rather striking effect I find. And as you can see, I additionally got this car that was driving towards me, which also has a much colder light colour than the road lamps. I think it has an interesting effect, but I wish I would have gotten another shot without any cars, because I think that would have made the photograph more quiet and calm, which I think could be a cool atmosphere here. Then I just walked down the road until I found the next interesting scene. Here I found the last lamp of the town, you could say. So this road then led out of town into the darkness, which I thought looked quite cool. Here's the first photo I got, and I think it worked out nicely. I enjoyed the many details this photo has, like the small sign on the right. However, here again the car feels a bit disturbing. Maybe I just feel this way because every car that passed me at the time sounded so loud because everything else was so peacefully quiet. I'm not sure though. Anyway, I got another photo here, a similar composition. I just went a bit closer. Here's the result, and while we unfortunately lost the little sign on the right, I do enjoy how this version has more weight on the islands in the middle of the road. And this time I even got another shot without a car approaching me. What I did this time was place myself in frame again. This is it, and I like this one a lot. I enjoy how unclearly visible I am and how I'm sort of hiding in the composition. And also it's nice to have this version without a car, with the background just being the darkness of the unlit road. Then, before leaving the town, I decided to stay until it gets a little bit bright because I didn't see so much potential in the pure darkness of the road that was ahead of me. So this here is on my way back into town, where I found another part of the road that looked promising. Again, I got a version with the car approaching and one without. I think I prefer the one without, it's calmer, which I enjoy. Then I walked further into town to find a neighborhood close by that I could explore before going back to the road that led out of town. So this is where I went, and I found a junction with a lamp and some lights coming from the right. This is the photograph, and I think it's pretty cool. Something I enjoy a lot here are the various light sources. This is in part the beauty of fog. It makes light so much more visible. So in this case we have a lamp in the middle as the main light source, but in addition there's that orange glow coming from the street on the right and the lit up window of the house on the left. Then I came to this street here where something caught me. I can't clearly tell what it was, but I simply felt drawn to the atmosphere here, and so I set up a shot. This is it, and I like the outcome. In the editing process, I went for the slightly unnatural green look, which I think fits the scene pretty well and enhances the atmosphere. Then, here we are back at the main road that led out of town. By now, the morning was coming closer and the sky was becoming brighter, so I decided to make my way to the fields ahead along this road. On the way, I stopped here to photograph this scene with me standing in it somewhere.
Okay, let's check this out. Oh yes, I am definitely liking this. Alright, let's move on.
This is it, and as you can see, this is full-on dark mode. I went for this dramatically dark blue hour look, which I think has a really captivating atmosphere. Then, I crossed the road to check out this path that went onto the field. It turned out to be a dead end at a house, but nevertheless, I did see a photo opportunity here, and so I set something up.
I think that's acceptable. Not too sure about it yet, I'll have to check in post.
This is it, and again, here's a dark blue photo, and I think it came out quite nicely. I cropped it in the 2.35 CinemaScope aspect ratio, which I find fits this photo quite well, because it feels more filmic than photographic. Then, it was slowly becoming brighter, and I saw this house ahead of me. I thought its shape and look were interesting, so I decided to get a photo. This is it. It's very simple, and I think I like it for that. Then I turned around and saw some potential behind me, where the town was still not far from me and it still had its warm lights switched on.
I think that was a good one.
I got this photo, which I think came out nicely. It's very atmospheric, and I enjoy the color contrast created by the lamps. After that, I continued my walk, and to my right on this field was this lone tree. I got this here, and I think it's a solid photo. It's nothing special, but I do enjoy a lot its minimalistic character with so few elements. Then I wanted to shoot yet another looking down the road photo. This is it. It's not at all phenomenal in my opinion, but it still shows the beauty of shooting in these weather conditions. It's beautifully mysterious. So, after coming off the road, I found this spot here which looked like a decent place to try another self-portrait.
Yeah, I'm liking it.
Here's the result, and I think this again has quite a cinematic character, even though the aspect ratio is far from that in this case. I love the subframing from the leaves on both sides. It seems to naturally draw the attention to the middle. Then, on this parking area here, I liked the emptiness. It felt quite unique, so I looked for a way to shoot it. This is what I got, and it's okay, but I don't really feel it. Then I couldn't resist to get one more road photograph, so this is it, and I think it's beautiful. I love how the trees seem to wrap around the road. After that, the GoPro ran out of battery life, but I didn't want to finish the session just yet. A little further down the road, I came to this forest where the road winds itself through, and I guess you know how much I like these kind of scenes. This is the photo, and I think it's only okay actually. I do adore the scene, but as a photograph, I don't really find it so captivating. After that, I went off on a path to my left and got a photo of this camper van that was parked here. And then I just explored that region a little, found some nice fields and watched the sunrise, which was my last photo of the session. So that was it. It was great to get another misty photography session, and I think it was a success. I was able to get a couple decent shots. My favorite is probably this one. Overall, there isn't really a photo that is outstandingly better than the rest, but I really enjoy the various lights in this scene, so I think I'll go with this one. Anyway, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, I'd appreciate a like. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet, and I'll see you again next week in the next video. Until then, goodbye.